Hey, what is up, squad? TITOBODS here, and I know it's been a few days since I have made a content. Anyway, for those of you guys who have known or maybe who have read my announcement last time, so we have just a little bit of falling off when it comes to the activities in our account because we have an emergency the last, I think it was 2 days or 3 days ago. And of course, we need to address that first. So we are going to do our monthly update for our account. So we're going to, or I'm going to give you guys my current updates on my account, the things that happen, especially on the DD. So I have already posted about this. If you haven't yet checked out my post, kindly check it out on my channel because we have posted on what happened on the DD. Having said that, since we are now here and today is the release of the devs column also, I'm going to make a reaction video about that and I'm going to upload it tomorrow. So as I've said, we're going to do an update on our account. And for those of you guys who have been following us, we have reached the pinnacle of, I think, one of the goals of the players here in the game is to get to 100 mil first, okay? And then because the last time that we have our monthly update, we don't have yet reached the 100 mil mark and also the 50 million merits. But now we have 100 mil and of course we have more than 50 million merits. We have 55.5 right now. It doesn't really have that much compared to other whales and krakens, but we are getting there. And for those of you guys who are Filipinos who have been watching my videos, or I don't know if there are already Filipino players who have reached this peak, I think. But I want to brag about our current state in the game. So we are now currently the king of the kingdom. As you can see, we are the king. And this is a fighting kingdom. We are, I think, in the top 20-ish of the entire game, if I'm not mistaken. Because we are always fighting with the top alliances like the 40 before. And I think we are on that fit of the game. And so we are crowned the king this time around. But this was planned way before when we still have 800. But, it kind of fell off. And we need to prioritize our best players. So we have prioritized Baal first. And then eventually the kingdom have decided to give me this one so that I can share with you guys how good it is to be here in S20. And honestly, we are going to be recruiting because it's again time for migration on December, and that is one of the things I'm going to talk about on our next video for tomorrow. But anyway, having said that, I think it's safe to say that I think I'm the first Filipino here in Age of Empires Mobile to reach this feat, to be the king, to have the Celestial Sovereign on the account. And I don't know if you guys know someone who reached this before me, kindly leave them down in the comments so that I could correct if I did a mistake on checking this out. But if you have known someone who have reached this feat here in Age of Empires mobile game, kindly leave them down in the comments. And having said that, so we have now the most lucrative, luxurious looking theme in the game. Look at this. So here in S20, we are prioritizing the players who are going to get this, okay? So we are prioritizing the players who are going to get this. And this is our third time winning the Stellar Glory event. So when we are fighting on the top 10s of the servers, we are currently, I think, number 4, number 5 in that fight in the Stellar Glory. So we have multiple Stellar Glory rankings, right? So in the 6 Stellar Glories that have passed right now officially, we have 3 winning Stellar Glory. So I think that's a thing to think about if you want to go to a server. So right now we are stabilizing the server. Everything is being sorted out, and I think it's safe to say that everyone is getting the best possible treatment that they can in our server. And if you are thinking of migrating and want to have a chance to have the best people in the game, you know, bragging about that also. This is our third time again, as I've said, third time to be winning a Stellar Glory event. So for those players who are looking to go to a server that has one of the most stable activities in the game and one of the best Krakens in the games that we have in Baal. So he is one of the best Krakens out there. He's going to fight his ass off against the best players in the game. And also, he is the only Kraken that at 160 million power only to be pairing with 300 million and 400 million players. That's the only thing that I can say right now. But anyway, having said that, so yes, we have received the theme or the Celestial Sovereign theme for the King of the Stellar Glory. And what we were planning is to distribute this fit to the powerful players that we have in the server. Of course, after the leaders, I think, depending on the situation of the game. Now, having said that, the players that wants to have the best or one of the best community or and servers in the game, you can go to our server. This is just a homage to the players of the server who are really, really great people, easy to talk with sometimes, especially on the days that we don't have any fights going on in or any event or PvP events not going on in the game. But anyway, having said that, so we have now the theme, and as you've all known, the theme really is great and really gives off a lot of buffs. So having said that, let's see what the theme looks like. So it looks like this, honestly. It is really, really simple compared now to what we have with the dragon. So you can see we also have that. So the dragon and this one kind of looks more like the same, but your lion's head here in the Supreme Edition or Celestial theme really is looking like awesome. Like it won't really move. It will always be there eternally. And once you start your march, you're going to have that effect for your dragon, but you're going to have a roar in the Celestial Sovereign theme. Also, the stats, as you can see, is really, really great. Same as the Black Dragon stats, but this one is way better. Look at the Black Dragon stats. We have attack in solo battles 1%, defense 1.2%, unit type attack 1.2%, and health 1%. So that's for the Black Dragon team. Now, when you go to your Celestial or Supreme Edition, you will have solo battles 2%, your unit types defense 2.4%, all unit types attack at 2.4% also, and unit types health 2%. So it really, really helps a lot. Having said that, I want you guys to focus now on something. And also, I don't want to forget the chat bubble that we have in the game. So when you go to the chat bubbles, you can see here we have attack in rally battles by 4.8%. Comparing it to the other ones that we have, just 1.2%. Comparing it with your Dragon's Out, 4% though on your Dragon's Out, which is really, really huge. But we still have that 0.8% difference on that regard. Anyway, also one thing I want to give you an update on is that we are also nearing our new research institute, and we only need one of this research workshop, and then after the forge workshop is finished, which I think is going to be before December, so we have now opened our research institute. So hopefully, or I think realistically, before the research institute or before the Desolate Desert event starts again, we are going to open now the research institute, I think. So hopefully by then we have that and we can showcase our full potential by then. And right now I am saving up all my speed ups for my research. As you can see, we already did 208. Also the universal speed ups. I'm trying to save slowly for the universal speed ups because sometimes I kind of use them instead of the healing speed up, especially when I really, really need them in the battles. Because I really love fighting, So that's one major thing. And the meteorite steel, I want to show you guys also that one. So right now, I'm focusing on my swords, as you can see. Still haven't really pushed it out yet because we don't have that much insight yet. So just 1 level or 2 levels, I think, from the past that I have shown you guys. But we're getting there. And then the Adornment workshop. Right now, what I'm focusing on is on Ramesses. So we can intensify. So here, we have 5 more of Chalcedony or Chalcedony. Then we're going to use the raw irons. I'm just waiting for the raw irons to pop in because we need to upgrade this one. And I have really checked it out also. We have the Starlink here, right? And I've used it. I don't know how strong it is yet because I have it on my defensive adornment here. And if only I have that here on the offensive adornment, I think I can have more use to it. The only problem with Starlink is sometimes I do upgrade or change the levels of my adornments back and reset this one and change it to Starlink, especially during the DD. We have used that. We have used it this way. We have changed everything here and transformed this one to level 20s. And it really works sometimes, It helps. It gives up damage. But the only thing here is that because of the natural damage of Ramesses for his signature skill, the thing is that every time you do a signature skill and then with the help of calculation, it really gives up better damage with his signature skills. And also, using the battle adornment or damage adornment, the swift blade, we are getting huge damage compared to what we have with the Mystic Mirror and the Starling. Only if my Starling is on a Swift Blade, I think it could be very useful, I think. And still, right now, the calculation with the Swift Blade is what I use because it really, really helps a lot also in the battlefield. Also, one thing to note is that my adornment for my Swift Blade on my Miyamoto is already at purple or epic. But I haven't really upgraded it yet because right now I'm focusing on my Ramesses because that's what I use mostly. And that's what I will talk about with you guys right now with the build. So I know that most of you guys are waiting for the build or what happened to my account. So the upgraded version of my Ramesses is this one. So right now I'm using Theodora instead of Charlemagne. For those of you guys know, Charlemagne still has the highest potential of damage than if Theodora is here. Now, the thing that I have discovered during the fights is that my troops or my battles with exchanges are way better with Theodora. I don't deal that much damage as what Charlemagne can do, but I do stand still way better or last longer in battle with Theo here, especially with the help of my Ring of Falcon. This unit really was a little bit tankier than what Charlemagne can do here. The damage is there, but I think that during the battles or the fights, I think I realized that the better the survivability you have in the field, the better value you will have because every time I get Charlemagne there, and I win most of the skirmish, most of the exchanges, yes, but I always die quickly. You know what I mean? But with the Ramesses and Theo and Zug instead of Charlemagne on Theo's position, we have managed to be on the field longer. We have a decent exchanges. It's not higher than what Charlemagne can provide, but it's almost there. We still have that kind of exchange, and honestly, additionally, we can last longer in battle. We can tank more players that are swarming us, and we can last longer on that. In exchange, we do also more damage and good exchanges in the process. And having said that, I think I'm liking Theo right now versus Zug. Especially, I think if we have the new rings, the Sage of Judgment in here, I think Zug can be better than what we have him right now. But I don't have that yet. But I'm planning to get that soon as I have the levels on my Everflame Wing ring here. Once I have that at level 20, I think I'm going to change Zug's position here when it comes to the ring. We have changed a lot of things in the with the gems. So I still have the 3 attack gems. I know that most of you are going to say that why don't you have just the 3 health gems? But as you see, I need a little bit of damage here because we are not kind of the Cyrus type. We are going to do a lot of counter attacks. So we still need stabilized damage when it comes to the unit attack. So we have at least 3. Now, the thing with our strategy gems is I'm planning to get it to 1 or Mythic 1, I think. And once that finish, like this one. So we have here, I think, Mythic 2. Yeah. So we have Mythic 2 or Red 2. How do you want to call it? When it comes to our tactic gems. So the difference is when you have just the regular one, the +0. So this is a +2. So you need to go to +1 first, then 2, and then so on and so forth. Now, so on the base red one, we have 2.3, but when we get to 2, you have times 2 that power. So imagine if you have 3 of those to 3, so you have like a lot of firepower right there. So that's what I'm planning right now. And also getting my hero strategy gems once, or you can look at also the defense. I only have one of these though, but it really still helps having at least 4% defense is still way better than 0 defense at all. So that's what I'm doing actually. I'm going to discuss with you guys the how you can get your hands on the best gems combination maybe on a next video. So as you can see here also, we still have just the normal gems. All health gems 4, we have 4. Then 4 strategy gems, these are all 0 +0. And all normal attacks. Why do I use normal attacks on him instead of the healing gems? Because our healing gems is with our Theo already. And I noticed before that it is important, or it is really, really important to have at least a few normal attacks for your gems, normal attack gems. For your troops, at least 1, 2, or 3, depends on you, but you need to have at least a couple. Also with the defense, that's why I have 1 defensive gems. Now also here you have troop capacity. So I have 4 troop capacity in there. So it's still at 0. All of them are 0 right now. But we have 1 unit troop capacity at 1. So we're going to level that up also. Now also on the side of Theo, what I did was change the gems here from, usually I use the armor gems so that we can counter a lot of damage coming in from Miyamoto, because Miyamoto is a spammer type of hero, or that troop with the Lagertha and the Tribuana is a spammer skill type of hero. So what I do was to give a lot of armor here on my Theo so that we can neutralize most of the damage. But right now, we're using the all attributes gems, and it really helps a lot, especially when it comes to the healing. So you can see here, we have strategy bonus. So all attributes attack will have, all attributes gems will have strategy and also armor on it. But if you guys are asking, why not just place on another strategy gems in here? Now, the problem is that if you have a lot of strategy for a lot of your heroes, how are you going to upgrade your main hero with the strategy gems that you really need for the damage, right? So I think the other heroes are secondary when it comes to the use of your strategy. The only reason I'm using strategy gems on my Zhugliang is not for heal, or is not for his defense or multipliers, but his ability to transfer that strategy to your Rameses. As you can see here, the strategy of Zug is 422. This is the bench strategy, or the bench attributes. This is not yet what they have when they are being used. So when they are being used, they are going to amp up the strategy by 182%. Now Ramesses 405. Look at that, 405 on Ramesses, and yet the strategy of Zug is way better. If you can look at that, right? So the reasoning there is that my horse, or my mount for my Ramses, is a might one. The only reason I'm using this mount here, even if it's might, is because of the spirit bond. It's mythical, mythical trait. So you have 10%. That is a huge damage. 10%. And I am relying on Zhugliang's ability to transfer all the strategy to my hero. So as you can see, we have a legendary horse here. So right now we have full stores. I want to change this, but I don't want to mess it up right now because I don't have that much mounts. But I really love the strategy here, and with the additional healing armor, I think it's good. And also look at the armor, bro. 16. 16 armor. So it's a little bit tanky with a strategy of 11.7, giving most of that strategy to Ramesses also. So next upgrade, for sure, we're going to get the Sage of Judgment, which gives you heal plus the armor. So only the difference with the Falcon is that the Falcon will give you heal or armor, but with the Sage of Judgment ring, it will give you heal and armor. So that's the only difference. And also, the healing effect here is way better. This should be on my Theodora, right? Because Theodora has way higher healing. Because this one is 330%. This one, we have also another one at 155%. So, the only reason I'm using it with Zug is that to activate his Peaceful Haven. So I think you should know by now how these skills work. And that's the reason why I'm using that right now on my hero here. So this is the update on my main March right now. So this is my main March right now. But having said that, we still have our Miyamoto at its best, I think. So we have upgraded his horse. We have Dustbane now. That's the only thing. We have Dustbane, but we have the the might at 15.6 plus the armor, which is really good. Our Lagertha though still has that might 14.5 plus armor 14 plus the overpower. And of course, our Tribu have the epic one with the healing armor at legendary 3.336% for the healing effect increase. So I think that's good. Right now, this is what I have. Still defensive. Still defensive. I'm still thinking if I want the Righteous Judgment or the Fortification for now. But because this really helps me a lot when I'm facing off Lubu. With this build, and also the help of the Badger, plus this ring. And sometimes what I do is use also the Tranquil of Aquila, the Tranquil ring, the Tranquil of Water ring. So I use it here sometimes. And it really helps avoid a lot of damage coming in from Lubu. Especially when the skills or the bonus skill or effect from Lagerta, which is the 30%. Reduce critical strike damage taken by 30%. It really, really helps a lot when I'm facing Lubus. Although you cannot deny the damage power or the power of the Lubu when it comes to eliminating your troops. Still, it's there, but I am doing way better when I have this kind of build with this type of rings when I am facing against Lubu. So that's the update for my Ramesses and my Miyamoto. Now, this is what I have on my pikeman. Still my pikeman. Now, the only thing that will happen here is that we are going to have a test, personal test for our where is he? For our pikeman, which is Vlad. Where are you? Okay, so here he is. So we have Vlad already, and I'm still thinking if I want to get him more than this, and I really have no other way to go next week. So I think I'm going to get him to at least 3-star, and let's have a test for ourselves on Vlad. Now, you all know that I have been pestering a lot of players because I have been uploading a lot about Elsid because I was really excited about that hero because he's the hero that I really wanted to try way before, and I was really excited that someone is using his troops or his lineup. And of course, when you are excited about something, you really want to explore more about that lineup. So that's why I was doing all in my power to give everyone the best information about that lineup, the best that I can. I'm not saying that in my last video I did say this about the Elsid versus Cyrus lineup. Cyrus with Frederick Barbarossa and Mansa is going to have a hard time versus an Elsid March with Robin Hood and Saladin right now because that lineup is going to neutralize the use of heals from Freddy and Mansa which is the strength of or half the strength of Cyrus. Now, if you have Vlad here in this lineup, you are going to do way better against an Elsid lineup, 100% because Vlad is not a healer. There's no point of using or fighting the lineup of Cyrus with a Vlad if you are an Elsid because you don't have someone to negate or neutralize. So that's that. For those of you guys who are asking that and saying that Vlad with the Cyrus is better, it depends on the situation, okay? If you have someone like Elsid that is fighting you in the field, of course, you may want to change Barbarossa to Vlad, the first chance you get. But if you don't have an Elsid or somewhat type of heroes that can negate or neutralize the heals of Barbarossa and Mansa 100% I'm going to choose Cyrus, Freddy, and Mansa Even if you fight me with your Vlad, my Cyrus, my Frederick Barbarossa, and my Mansa versus your Vlad, Cyrus, and your Mansa I think I'm still going to win. 1 versus 1. 100%. That's what I think. So, for me, still, this is the best lineup. And I am a fan of Vlad, but I want him to be a leader. I want him to be the one who has the highest might. Because that's where he is best at. Especially with his bonus on his commander skill and his signature skill and his customizable skills. All of those three has bonuses that but it should require, or most of it will require, Vlad to have the highest might in the lineup. And having said that, if your Cyrus overpowers that might of Vlad in the lineup, they're like two alphas in a troop. And I think that's not going to work well. Anyway, having said that, my last build for you here is this one. So a lot of you are asking why are you using that hero. I'm still not yet at level 3 or 3 stars, and Otto, I will make sure to level him up to 3 and to 5 as much as I can because I really like Otto here. This is like my go-to support heroes, and slowly I'm building them up also. So I think I'm going to max Otto here. And I don't know if I want to max Elizabeth yet, but it's really working for me, especially in the PvP. I like switching up between Elizabeth and Ram. But right now, I like Ram better because he gives my Ramesses more damage because of the stats that he can give to the troop. But anyway, having said that, Elizabeth here really is so good. But don't use her in a rally because all the other heals are going to be negated. So I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. But I haven't really tested it out yet. But I like Ram also in the rally. But when I am using this lineup in the battlefield, I like using Elizabeth. The players are amazed when your auto is healing at almost 10k damage, especially when I am being swarmed. The heals are way better. Sometimes when I am just being attacked by one hero, I think the heals when I reach 1 health will go back only until 3k or 4k. But when I am being swarmed by 2 or 3 heroes, the heals gets bumped up to at least 10k. So that's what I observed in this lineup. Although these are my builds, if you want to check out my builds, I am open for you guys to check them out. Also here on my Lubu lineup, although I don't use them often, I'm still using them. As you can see here, we have the skills, we have the levels on the armor. You can see that only the gems are lacking right now. But I'm also using them in the battlefield because I still have research on them, right? The only thing I don't have is the level 2 mercenary research. So sometimes I use them, especially when I have like 60 mil powered player enemy. Sometimes I use them, especially when I see a lot of archers in the field. So I have experienced a lot of archers versus 37. During the DD, they have a lot of archers. And Lubu really gives, even if my Lubu is weak, the exchanges are still good. This is not the best Lubu that I have yet, but yes, I'm planning to max him out, especially if we're going to get, what's his name again? Xiao something. Or once we get him, Lubu is going to be the secondary, they said, and we're going to test that also. So I'm going to get him there. That's why I still have Guan Yu. I didn't get Timur. So I think I'm going to be a glass cannon type of build still. So we still have a way to improve this lineup. So I think that's going to be right there. Once Lubu is again available in the store or in the spins, once we have, I think, what do you call that again? Anyway, once we have Lubu again, I'm going to max him out to 5 stars. But anyway, that's about that, I think. And once I have new updates on my account, I'm going to surely give you guys all the best that I can for the updates. Anyway, next off, we're going to talk about the dev column on our next video. Anyway, guys, I hope you have learned something from this video, or you get at least something to make your watching this video worth a while. And having said that, guys, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and maybe they're also interested in this kind of content. And if you're new to the channel, you like Age of Empires mobile content, or you play Age of Empires mobile and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so that you can help the community out and also the channel to grow in the process. And don't forget to ring that bell so that you will always be notified as we have a new video just for you guys. Anyway, squad, thank you for checking out this video. This is your TITOBODS, and as always, have a great day to everyone. And I will see you in the next one.